One.
Josh, will it
We're
be a new link on
live.
YouTube?
Yeah, new link. We're live though. We'll let
All
people
right, are we
pop.
live?
Yeah, we'll
I was
let
about to
people
say,
pop.
okay, if it's a new link, do I need to send it back out?
Yep. Yes, sir. You do. I mean, if they're on the
Okay.
channel, they should see like the updated new link.
Okay, if it's on the channel, I can probably go grab it and do it.
Oh yeah. If not, I can pull it up really quick. But we are live now. I'm getting text messages from any and everybody. This is the fun part. You let people
Okay, we
pile
are
in.
live.
Yeah, it shouldn't go off now because I think the problem was somewhere in the timer, which I'll make sure I fix that immediately after we get done.
Okay.
Yep, we're still live, so we're still good on that front. Let me see.
All right. Let me post the new link to Facebook real quick.
I brought a run. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we're definitely live. 3 people watching.
Okay. All right.
All right, we got 9 people in here, so I think we are good to go. Yeah, make
Let's
sure
do
you
it.
like also in order to chat in the group. You gotta subscribe, so make sure that you like for the algorithm. Also subscribe to the channel so you can join the chat and also keep up with the latest for Coastal Stars. So welcome guys to the Stars Are Hot podcast. Not so hot tonight. We're trying to figure out how to podcast again, but we are in transition. In all fairness, I'm moving out of this place because I'm getting married in 2 days. So we're trying to figure this thing out, but we're gonna work through it. We got a cool show. We got Mr. Quinton Peterson here with us, along with Coach Justin, as always. So how we doing tonight, fellas?
Doing good.
Yeah,
Awesome.
doing good, doing good. Shout out to both you guys, Q. Thanks for sticking around. We were supposed to go live a little while ago, but we've had some technical difficulties. Coach Josh is moving and he's getting married in less than 48 hours, guys. Okay, he's getting married this weekend. So congrats to you, Coach Josh, for that. And
Thank
thanks
you.
for making time for the podcast. We
Always,
do have some cool
always.
stuff. Yeah, we've got some cool stuff lined up tonight, too. We'll start by jumping in here with Q. Q played with us this summer. Now he's getting ready for his school's football season. All right, Q, give us an update on what you've been up to. How's the football team look? What position you playing?
I'm playing D tackle. It's going good. We're going good so far in practice. We're having practice daily, so that's been tough. Waking up at 6 a.m. That's bad. Almost every day waking up at 6 a.m. Been playing pickup
Mhm.
baseball. Haven't stopped playing baseball though. I love it. I love it. I love it. Been working out, working on my speed, and just got done with school. Just got done with my school project, and but school's back, so I'm gonna have to balance both sports and school. So I got it. I'm gonna do it.
I hear you. Good stuff, Q. So you're on the varsity, and let's see, you kids grew up so fast. You just started your sophomore year, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you're starting your sophomore year. Who do you guys play tomorrow?
Southland out of Americas.
Right on. Good deal. Cool, man. And how's school going for you?
It's going good. We started last Friday, and we've been having a lot of quizzes. I had a lot of quizzes in biology and government, but besides that, it's going good so far.
Very good, man. Always keep those grades up. That's the first thing any college coach is going to ask you. What's that GPA? Good stuff.
Yep.
And for anybody who doesn't know, Q, I think you played with us last fall. You played with us
The
the
fall
fall before
before.
that too.
He started the
Yeah,
fall
Mhm.
before on
yeah.
my team
Q's had
actually.
two. Yeah, yeah, 2 falls and a summer, maybe 2 summers.
Yep, two
Two
summers.
I
summers, yeah,
can't
2 summers.
2 summers. So Q's been with us 2 years. Loved having you, man. Football or baseball? Which one do you like more and why?
I love both sports. I love both of them. Truly, I do. But baseball, that's my passion. That's my true passion. Been playing it since I was 3, and I really love it. Um, but if the opportunity showed, and the college coach was like, "Hey, you either got football or baseball. Which one you picking?" I'm picking baseball every day of the week.
Oh, why is it?
Okay.
What is it about baseball that you like a little more than football?
Because people get the baseball players, they play longer than
Hmm.
football players. That like a football span that might be max 20 years, probably 15 years. Baseball, you can play. I seen a dude, he played like 43. He's out there just playing. So I would play baseball.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. We were just talking about before we went live. We were talking about Q's favorite NFL team, the Miami Dolphins. We talked about Tua. He's had the concussions, right? It's hard to have that longevity in a football career. But you're exactly right, Q. We do see the baseball players into their late 30s, sometimes even
In
in
40s.
the 40s.
Jamie Moyer pitched
Um,
till he was 49. So
Yeah.
there's a
yeah,
yeah,
crazy stuff. That's a great answer, Q. Very good.
yeah.
We got a couple people I see in the chat. Shout out to Chandler Aguirre.
Yep. Shout out
Uh,
Chandler.
what up,
Chandler,
And
Chandler?
thank you, Selena, for the congratulations. I'm very excited.
that's my aunt.
We have our rehearsal. Shout out to Q's aunt there. We have our
Yeah,
rehearsal tomorrow at 5, and then followed by dinner. My mom, like basically just tricked out her backyard and made it super nice, and she's hosting like 24 people, long tables that are all made, and some other special stuff that I don't want to give away because some of the people might be watching. So yeah, but
I have
yeah,
one
it's
yeah.
question
gonna
for
be a
you, Coach
joyous
Prophet.
occasion.
I got,
Yeah, go ahead and ask it, Q. I know what you're about to ask.
are you gonna cry
Am I gonna
at your
cry?
wedding?
That's a good question. I mean, I don't think I will. Like, I don't think I'll like cry, but I mean, I definitely
Shed a
think I'll get a
tear?
little water eyed, because I mean, it's probably just gonna be such an emotional day, and everything coming together in such a beautiful way. And I mean, you have a plan, and it probably isn't gonna go as according to plan, because events never do. But if it comes even close to what we have planned, I think it's just going to be one epic night with all the people that we love. I mean, even some people that we weren't able to invite, because we got a lot of people coming, and then there was a lot of people that we just were like, man, we can't invite everybody because we don't have unlimited
Yeah.
resources and money and all that. So, but yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Josh, I got one piece of advice.
Okay.
Let's see. I've
Yes.
been married. I don't think my wife's gonna watch this. Going on 4 years.
Uh
Going on
huh.
4 years next month. Um, just enjoy the day because the months and months and months of planning
Hmm.
it goes by like that. And just slow down and soak it in because sometimes you're worried about everything going just right. So
Right.
just slow down and soak it in is my advice. But yeah, looking forward to that. And Q, I got a couple more questions for Q. I'm trying to follow the chat a little bit, so if anybody's got a question for Q, you guys throw those up in the chat. We might have time to answer some of those.
Can you just
Um,
put some fire emojis? So I guess my answer was good. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm trying to get the chat up so I can post the comments up. So I'm working on that. So while Coach Justin's asking his next question, I'll get that all squared away.
All right, cool. So Q, we've talked about some football stuff. You talked about, baseball is your passion. And that's kind of, maybe where your heart is. So what are you doing? What's your plan this off season for your baseball game? What are you doing to improve? And what areas of your game are you trying to improve?
Again, I'm going working out. That's a big part. That's guaranteed a big part. And work on the things that I'm good at and try to perfect them. Because I am a hitter. That's why I was born to be a hitter. I'm not a bunter. I'm not a stealing base person. I'm a hitter. I'm going to hit ball hard. So that's what most I'm going to do. The areas I know I'm gonna have to work in is my flexibility. That's a big part. My speed and not being so early on baseballs. I struggle with that, but sit back on my back leg and just hit it. My footwork, get my footwork right, and get my scoops at first base. Get my scoops at first base. And one thing I
Yeah.
know that you don't want me to do is pitch. I've worked on pitching.
Yeah. No, you had the one famous outing this summer. I think your team had a lead, and you're like, Coach, I got this. And it didn't work out, but
Yeah,
hey, man, it's baseball.
that didn't work out, but
Yeah,
it's gonna
we
happen.
won't talk about that. We won't talk about that.
Mm.
But no, those other things you said, dude, I think you're spot on. For those of you who are watching, you might not know Q. He's been in our program a while, so a lot of you guys do. But Q is, like he already said, he's the defensive tackle. All right. He's not a speed guy. He's a first baseman. He's a middle of the lineup back guy. And the youngest guy in our home run derby, I think, to hit home runs.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
so
Ever.
Q's a big dude, and Q's a power hitter. And Q, you know your game, and it's obvious by your answers there that you understand what your game is. So those are some awesome answers. The flexibility, the footwork at first base, those are some small details. But for a guy like you who understands his role and potentially his future in the game, that's a great answer for the things that a lot of other first basemen, they're like, my footwork really doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, that's those small details that separate you, right? Like, oh wow, this kid doesn't miss picks, and those small things. So that's a great answer. Nice
Yeah.
job with that, Q.
I got a
Excited to.
question, Q. What is like? Where do you seem to have like a very good work ethic? Like you said, you're playing football, but you're also picking up and still playing baseball, working on both crafts at the same time. So where does like the drive come from? Like what drives you to want to be great at both things, both sports that you are currently playing?
So my drive was to always be better than the next guy. I'm not. Nothing's gonna be handed to you. So I've always thought to just go get it myself. Just go work hard, work in the weight room, work in class, and try to be better than the next person, so I can get those opportunities that are not given to me, that are earned.
Yeah, that's well said, man. Um, yeah, you definitely want to, earn everything in life, and then also, getting by with a few, I guess what you call them handouts, or just having a little luck go your way is also, good. But that just puts you in a better position if you're already, getting what you're earning, rather than just going by hoping that somebody just, hands something to you. So, no, very well said there.
Yeah, great answer. Elon dropped a question. When did you start playing baseball, Q? You said you're 3 years old, right?
Yeah, 3 years old.
Yeah, so he's been playing a while. Somebody else commented about your father. He was a great athlete. Tell me, I know your dad. I've seen your dad. He's a big dude, just like you. What did he play?
He played basketball and he played a little football, just a little bit. But
Okay,
he played like I think it was like a week, and he knew that basketball was a sport.
right on. You ever try basketball?
Yeah, I play basketball, but I just do it for the conditioning, so I can get my body right. I just do it for the conditioning part.
I hear you. Chandler Aguirre says he thinks Q should get the green light to steal. So you play. You
Okay,
play.
okay. So let me tell you. So about the stealing, I stole. You can ask Coach DJ. I stole a lot. I was stealing bases. Like one game, Coach DJ was like, No, you're not going to steal. I got on second, stole the base, and I looked at him. I just went like this. So I stole some bases, but green light, you can give it to me because I'll be smart on the bases. I'll be smart,
I can
guaranteed smart.
attest. Yeah, I can personally attest. When Q was on my team, he was a pretty good base stealer. Now, every now and then he would do, something dumb on the bases, but all in all, like people, you get a big guy on the bases, and sometimes you're just not worried about him. And Q's, his IQ's high enough to where, he can just, catch the defense slipping and still on the pitcher if he's not paying attention, or even the catcher sometimes with the delays. So, very high IQ, and you can tell just by the way he speaks and the answers that he's given as well. He's a very smart, and he's a student of anything that he's doing, whether it's football, baseball. I imagine you're probably the same way in class as well. So, very well said there.
Yeah, they always underestimate me when I get on first. That's why I can tell when they see me. I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm finna run all over this guy.
Yeah, Sam, I'm not sure who that is, maybe one of your boys. He said you were a beast in the paint in basketball. So I
Yeah,
guess
he
you
go to
couldn't be
my
stopped.
school.
Okay, I
Yeah,
got you.
they passed me the ball almost every time when I was playing. So I,
Yeah.
I had some fun.
Now,
Yeah.
before you ask your next question, Justin, I just want to make sure everybody who's in right now, we're going to be handing out summer awards for the 2025 premiere from this summer. Also, we have Quinton Peterson here talking some baseball, talking about his life as well. And before we go further, I just kind of want to show you what Q is all about. This is what he did this summer. He was ranked 7th as a hitter. He was a home run derby semifinalist, and as we stated before, youngest player to hit a home run in the home run derby, or in the Coastal Stars home run derby specifically, and had a 400 batting average on top of all of that. And so just absolutely monster season. Shout out to Q. So yeah, Coach Justin, what else? What else do you have for the young man?
Yeah, I mean, those numbers summarize it pretty well. He had a great season. He's played with us several years now. That's most of the questions that I have with Q. Q, one thing I will tell you, and I tell this to all the guys who play football, don't get hurt. All right. Have fun on the football
Yeah.
field, and, good luck to you and your team. I do my best to try to follow some of our guys who play football. I know we've got, several other players. I got, a quarterback who played on my team. I've got some other guys that I try to follow, but be smart and try not to get hurt out there, because I know, like we've already talked about, those concussions, the injuries, it happens fast. But yeah, super talented athlete right here in Quinton Peterson on the football field, on the baseball field, and apparently in the paint too. So he can do it all. Q. That's really all I got for you. Oh wait, I do have one more question.
Okay,
Your
okay.
favorite memory from the summer, this past summer season? What was your favorite memory or your favorite moment?
Oh, all of it was my favorite movie. I liked it, all of them. But if I had to pick a specific one, had to be the home run derby because it was
Yeah.
or All Star Weekend. That is, but the home run derby, it had a lot of great athletes that could hit the ball hard, hit the ball far, and I was blessed enough to get in the semifinals and hit 2 home runs there. Have Tyrese Robinson come up and hit 3, and have JT come hit 1 to add on to his 2, and tie for second, and making Tyrese the winner of the home run derby. But I wasn't pretty sad about it because, one, I'm only a sophomore going against JT, who was a junior, and Tyrese, which was a senior. So I feel I gave him a fight. And yeah, that was my favorite. And also an All Star Weekend when Coach Justin texted me right after I got done with my 2027 game, said, "Hey Q, you want to play with the 2025?" I said, "Yeah, sure." And just having that opportunity to play with the 2025s, 2026, and 2027, having the opportunity, having letting Coach Justin know that he believes in me and I believe in myself, and I know I wasn't afraid to go up against them because I know at some point in time I'm gonna have to play against people older than me.
Yeah. Real quick,
So
Q, that was a great answer. And All-Star Weekend just continues to get better and better every year. We're always thinking of new ideas and new things to spark it up because we know it's, the end of the season, but we want y'all to have fun and enjoy one last time playing together, playing against each other, as well as, getting reps, because at the end of the day, it's all about getting better and getting seen. And so that's why we do it generally at Mercer or at, a college ballpark, because you're going to be playing on a nice field in front of college coaches, and also just get to kick back and have fun with your boys as well. But Kenya had a great question. She said, how does your baseball game translate to how you live your life?
When I play baseball,
Go ahead, Q.
when I play baseball, it's my baseball is my peaceful place. So that's where I know I can go out there and just have fun. No, I have to still focus, but go out there and have fun, be loose. That's my peaceful place. But when I come home, I know I have to lock it in, do all this other different stuff, and make sure that the things that I do, it don't affect my life on the outs on the baseball field, and make sure that I always keep God with me everywhere I go, and make sure that He always with me on the baseball field, at home, at school, football field, wherever I go. Make sure I got Him with me, no matter what.
I love it.
Yeah,
Amen
that's
to
awesome.
that. I think that's a great way to wrap up your segment, Q. Thanks for hanging with us. You can go ahead and log off, and we're going to get to the 25 Summer Awards. So we're going to stay here. We're not going anywhere. We're about to be right back here in just a second.
Yeah, thanks, Q.
See what the kid
Thank
feels
you,
about being
coaches.
number one.
All right, so we are about to get into the Summer Awards now. It's just me and Coach Justin. So we have 2 awards to give out. Before we give out the awards, talk about the awards that we're giving out and why we're giving them out.
Yeah, so that's great. First thing I want to do before we jump into it, I know Chandler Guire, shout out to Chan. He's in the chat. I want to see if there's any other 2025 players in the chat. Elon was in the chat as well.
Yeah, Elon.
So I just want to see who's in there, because we're about to, possibly hand out a couple guys. We got 20 people watching right now. It is late. It's 10 o'clock. It's a school night. So I don't expect too many. But yeah, no, the awards, that's a good question. It's actually the first year we've done awards. And what we've done is we've really tried to collect some statistics, not only for us as coaches to figure out, hey, who needs to be hitting leadoff, or who do we need to work on to decrease the strikeout percentage, things like that. But also like, man, at the end of the season, this guy had a great year. He was ranked second in the program in quality at bat percentage, or whatever it may be. And so really we're trying to keep these stats and give these awards to continue to encourage the players who are getting great results. That's one of the things we try to do is we try to not only give our players the opportunity to play against good competition, but when they're doing well, we want to encourage that, and we want to honor that and recognize that, because that goes a long way. Anybody can attest to that. When you're doing something well, you're doing your job well, it feels good to be recognized. And so that's why we're doing this.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And so we have 2 awards that we're giving out tonight. One is the Offensive Player of the Year for the 2025s, and the other is the Pitcher of the Year for the 2025s. So the first one that we're going to start with is Offensive Player of the Year, and that's going to go to none other than Parker Landrum. Yeah, came back. He was, I think, ranked 4 going into the last tournament, had a monster tournament, ended the season ranked 1, 82, 34 carry, and hit 421. So just, top 10, top 5, and probably top 3 in almost every major category. Talk a little bit about Parker. He's been a Coastal Star for a long time, and he's coming back this fall as well. So just talk about him for a second.
Yeah, I really can't say enough good things about Parker. He's been playing with us. He's kind of like Q. This is going to be his, 4th or 5th season maybe playing with us. I'm pulling up his stats now. like you said, Josh, number one ranked offensive player in the program, and that's for all the classes. And so it was obviously a pretty easy decision for us. Newkirk was another guy who's way up there, who also had a great season. But between those two, they kind of led the way for the class of 2025. Parker walked a lot more than he struck out. His OPS was 1.104. In 49 plate appearances, he had 16 hits and a quality at bat percentage of 61%, which is just really
Yeah,
good.
that's
And like you
ridiculous.
said, yeah, some of the numbers you put out there were really good. He also had 5 extra base hits. And so, he wasn't only just getting on base; he was doing some damage, and he was hitting the ball hard consistently, and that's why that quality of bat percentage was so high for him. So, congrats to Parker, offensive class of 2025 award winner, number one ranked hitter in the program. So that one was kind of a no brainer, and the numbers kind of back it up. So, congrats, Parker. I'll probably have something for you at preseason practice or the inner squads to kind of give you your prize. So, nice job, Parker.
Yeah, great job. Amazing again. And he's got a chance this fall to defend his number one rank and see if he's ranked number one after the fall as well. Because we're going to continue to do these stats and to refine them, as well as in future podcasts, kind of explain how people are ranked, like the system, because it's not just as simple as who has the highest batting average or who has the best quality of bat percentage, even though I know we throw out that, or even who has the highest carry, because I had to create another system, because carry rating can be deceiving, because for, Parker was ranked number one, but Gray McLean, who had a monster year, was also, had a higher carry rating than, Parker, and in a few other areas he was higher as well. But it came down to Parker played a lot more games, and so he's able to accumulate a lot more. We call it profit, and so that basically just is added value based on your plate appearances. So you get a score based on your production, and then you multiply that by how much you're playing essentially, and that gives you your overall production value to the Coastal Stars. And so after that last tournament, he was able to surpass, stay ahead of Nathan Newkirk and also surpass Gray McLean because, he just put up, great numbers. And these guys, production-wise, were, comparable, but he was able to do it, over, more plate appearances. I know Gray missed a tournament and he didn't come to All-Star Weekend as well. And so that probably hurt him a little bit there. And congrats to Parker. But let's get into the pitcher of the year for the class of 2025. And that's going to go to one of my favorite guys, Mr. Tyler Knight. So this guy, 2 perfect innings to start the All-Star game, 2 quality starts in 3 days, which we'll talk about in just a second. And the first of those 2 quality starts was a 30-pitch complete game. And it actually helped us get our first win of the year because we had been struggling up to that point. So that was good. Every time Tyler goes out to pitch, he just gives it his all. He's going to give you a chance to win. He's going to keep you in ball games. As long as you play defense, right, and make the routine plays, it's going to be a close game going into the late innings, and all you got to do is, bring it home or keep the lead. So, talk about Tyler Knight. Been with us for 2 years, 2 summers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shout out to Tyler. Congrats, Tyler. You kind of summarized it well, Josh. He was on your team and really probably the guy that you would want to give the ball to whenever possible. He did throw really well in the All-Star game, 2 perfect innings. I think that's what you threw up on the screen there. And he's really just a strike thrower. I talked to Tyler last week. It was his birthday. I was like, yo, happy birthday, Tyler. Tyler's probably going to be taking the fall off. He's going to be getting in the weight room because he's not a guy who's got a lot of velo. And so that's an area of his game that he recognizes that he needs to improve, and he's exactly right. He's a really tall, lanky pitcher, and he's a great pitcher. But, in terms of the velo and the stuff, that's kind of where he's lacking. He's got to put on some weight and work hard in the weight room to get that velo up and to get the numbers up. But yeah, he did an awesome job this summer. He did an awesome job last year for us as well. Consistent strike thrower. He knows how to pitch. He knows the game well. His dad's a college coach, and he better. And so he's done an awesome job, and he's well deserving. So congrats, Tyler.
Yeah, absolutely well deserved. Also, a guy who's into video and photography, and so he will be at my wedding actually, shooting a lot of it. So shout out to him for doing that. And so yeah, pitcher of the year,
Yeah, good
and
stuff.
and gets to come to one of the funnest events of 2025 or 2020. Well, it's 2024, isn't it? Yeah. See, I'm so
Yeah,
thrown off right now with all this wedding stuff. I don't even know what year it is.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, congrats to Tyler. Yeah, and so that's gonna conclude our summer awards. We actually have next podcast after. We won't have one next week because I will be on a honeymoon. But the week after, we'll be getting back at it, and that'll be the week before our first tournament. But we're also going to recognize people who made the All Profit Squad, the Star Squad, as well as the Power Squad. So the Power Squad is the team that basically had the best power numbers based on ratings. Star Squad is based on best weighted quality at bat percentage, and the All Profit Squad is the team that had the most profit. So essentially your top 15 players. And so I just wasn't able to make a graphic today. I was making it earlier, and I was like, yeah, I don't have time for this. So I was like, we'll just do it on the next podcast. But yeah, look forward to
Yeah.
that, and we'll be able to give updates, and it'll be a cool little graphic because you'll be able to see how we'll be able to do updates from week to week, going forward into the fall and subsequent seasons as well. So yeah, congratulations to the Stars. Now we're going to get into some fall preview practices. So here we go.
See what the kid feels about the old number one.
All right, so fall preview practice. Coach Justin, we have it on Sunday because, of course, I'm getting married on Saturday. So talk about what the kids can expect at this fall practice and what we're looking forward to, going into the fall.
Yeah, so I'll do this briefly. We were pushed back a little bit for the technical difficulties, so I know people got to get in bed. It's after 10 o'clock. But yeah, really excited about the fall teams we're putting together. We're going to have 4 teams, 2 upper class teams, 2 underclass teams. And, we've got a lot of exciting returning players and some exciting new players, and we might touch on those guys here in a little bit. But yeah, the preseason practice, it's always one of those things where we got a lot of stuff to cover. We're going to talk about our signs, our base running, our first and third plays, our pickoff plays. We're going to take on-field defense, and then we're also going to do some batting practice and bullpens. So yeah, looking forward to it. It's always good to get the guys together so they can meet some of their, new players, new faces, get to know each other a little bit. And we're going to kind of evaluate guys after practice and going into the inner squads to figure out where those guys need to be, which team they should be on. But yeah, a lot of stuff to go over, a lot of learning that happens for the players in just a very short amount of time. And then throughout the season, we kind of build off of the foundation that we build.
Yeah. One thing I'm super excited about is some of the returning guys that are coming back, and this is a crazy graphic. I'm about to put this on the screen, and it's going to blow you away. So we got Parker Landrum, Gray McLean, and Nathan Worsham, who all represent 3 different classes, but they were also 1, 2, and 3 as far as program rank goes this past summer. And so you can see their carry rating there, the profit that they're accumulating, and we got 1, 2, 3 coming back. So it is, going to be a really good battle this fall to see if they can, stay on top, but also to see, some of the guys that are, returning from this summer to see what kind of push that they can make as well to try to get in the top 3, as well as some of the, new guys that we added. We've had a couple tryouts and some really good talent that we've picked up and accumulated and added to our program. So I think this fall is going to be, very good with the depth that we're bringing to the table.
Yeah, that's an awesome graphic. I didn't realize we had 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
All in different classes. That's really cool. I'm glad that you caught that. That's exciting.
Yeah.
And yeah, we do have a lot of new faces that we're excited about too. I don't know. Did you get a chance to look at some of those new names, Josh? If not, I've got them here in front of me.
Yeah, I remember seeing Sam on there. I remember seeing I forget his name, but it was a tall kid that was on there. But yeah, let me see if I can pull that up really quickly.
Yeah, I can just go through them real
Oh
quick
yeah,
with it being so
go ahead.
late.
Go ahead.
Yeah, 2025 class, and I'll never be able to think of all the guys, that we're
Right.
excited about. But obviously, we mentioned Parker, guys like Jonathan Coleman, Wes Taylor, Torin, Aiden Kelly, some of those guys who got some interest from college coaches and who have also really improved their game and coming back to play this fall. We're excited about, and that's just a few names off, kind of that off the top of my head. 2026 class, I've got some names there because that was the group I coached, right? We've talked about Gray. Eli Griffith is another guy coming back who was top 10 in the program, I think almost the entire season until the very end in a lot of the offensive stats.
Yeah.
Jonathan Turner had a great season. Brody Lott had a great season. CJ Prana, Evan Diaz, and then a couple of our great pitchers, Brandon Fuller and the class pitcher award winner in the 2026 class, Travis LaFontaine, coming back too. And then, we've talked about Nathan Worsham in the 2027 class a little bit, and, some younger guys, Bradley Pitzenbarger, Dominic Kovac. Those are some guys that I've really enjoyed coaching some this summer, and those guys are coming back. And some exciting new faces that off the top of my head that I can think of, 2026 class and the 2028 class. The 26s, Landon Williams, Corbin Thompson, Carter Lee. Those are all guys who recently tried out and got on board with us. And then the 2028 guys, some guys that have actually been playing together and are, joining us for the first time. Noah Woodard is going to be a player to watch. He's a middle infielder, pitcher type guy, big physical kid. And Lane Sapp is another one who's going to be fun to watch, as well as Sam Keating, who came to our most recent tryout, who you mentioned, Josh. So the program is growing, and I was talking to Coach Trent, a few days ago. I was like, this fall compared to the last two falls, I feel like, sometimes it just depends on the rosters, how many guys are playing, who's playing football, who gets hurt. Sometimes we're like, hey, like we need a few more players, like we need this. Hey, we really need this. Make sure we try and find, another catcher. And across the board, I feel like we're in a pretty good spot. We've had a lot of returners come back and play, and a lot of good new players who hear good things about the program come out and try out as well. So I'm excited about it. We've got some really good players, really great kids in the program. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think the best trend that the Coastal Stars has going on right now is the fact that the core players in each group, I mean, you always have guys that, either don't come back or may take the fall off because they're playing football, like Q. But, we always have a good core group of guys that, have been returning the last couple seasons, and that's been really crucial to the growth of our program because, when you get to play, sometimes you just try out for a summer and then you're thrown into practice and you haven't played with these guys, and then you're playing at Lake Point, game 1, tournament 1, then tournament 2, and then, sometimes that could be overwhelming, and before you know it, the season's over, and if you don't come back and play with those guys, and you have a whole, or you do come back, but everybody else left, it could be hard to, get acquainted with, your new teammates. So it's been cool to see, the core group of guys come back in each class each year. Like I said, I have like Trey Chamberlain. Elon's been with us for a long time, even though I know he's I don't think he's playing this fall, is he? But he's been with us every season for the last 3 years going into his senior year. And so I mean, just guys like that, Appio, who just got a scholarship and is starting college this week. I mean, those guys, they were able to play together, and you play better when you're familiar with your guys. You're going to be more relaxed. And you're just going to have a better overall experience. And so that's why we encourage you to, stick with us, because, maybe your team didn't have much success, but if you come back and, you continue to get better, then, the sky's the limit for, what you can do. And I think some of the guys, like I just mentioned, are testaments to that because, they were with us a couple years ago when it wasn't so good. and they've seen, the program get better, not only in the things that we do, but also in the success that we're having in games as well. So
Yeah, yeah, that's really well said. It is really exciting when you get core guys coming back. So yeah, a lot of that going on, and that's one of the challenges too. Is guys come and guys leave. We've got a player coming back this fall who didn't play with us the past 2 years. Did his freshman year. And so even stuff like that happens too. And like they go out, you go off and play with other teams, and that's totally fine. Like I always encourage players, like you need to do whatever you think is best for you.
right,
Um,
yes,
and that's all I'm going to say as a coach, and sometimes they end up coming back, and sometimes we get to cheer for them from a distance. Like I had a player who played on my team last year, who went and played with another program because a lot of his high school teammates are on that same team. And I was like, oh, that's awesome, dude. Like stay in touch. And then his dad texts me, he's like, hey, we didn't play with you this summer, but we love playing for you. He's got a little brother. Do you have a spot for him? Stuff like that happens frequently as well. So the travel ball stuff it's interesting how it works. But you're exactly right. When you get the core groups back who know the pickoff plays, who know the signs, who have a little bit of
right,
team
yeah,
chemistry, that's when we have a lot of fun. And there's a lot of that happening, and we're thankful for that.
hmm
And yeah, looking to build off of it every year, just trying to grow a little bit, and
yeah,
improve things. And there's no perfect program out there, but
right.
it's important to recognize the areas that we need to improve and try to get a little bit better every time.
Yeah, and last thing that I want to say before Slate, but I think you were alluding to this during your little monologue there, was that this program's a lot deeper than just the wins and losses on the field, or trying to just hook you for your to bring in revenue and different things like that. We actually take time to get to know our players and to really try to get involved in their lives. And we reach out to them. I talk to several of my guys, and I try to keep an open door to let them know that anybody in the program, if you got a question or you need anything, just reach out to me, and I'm gonna get back to you with the best answer, or to be there for you if you need me. And I mean, I got guys that are, like I said, Tyler Knight's gonna film my wedding. We got a couple other guys in the program that are also gonna be there with their families that have I've coached for almost their whole high school career. And so I mean, I wish I could have invited more, but limited resources. But yeah,
Yeah, no,
it's just a testament to the program, and the family culture that we push. It's like, yes, we want to create and get you better as a baseball player, but we're more importantly, we want to make sure that you're a productive young man in society, and that even if you don't go off and play baseball in college, that you are prepared to handle yourself appropriately and professionally in college, or whatever your next step is. So
yeah, ton of good stuff there. Yeah, as you were saying that, what I was going to say is Coastal Stars family.
mhm.
And that's something that we've kind of started to emphasize over the last couple of years. When I started doing this full time, was like, how do we create that family aspect? And one of the big ways too, like I was talking to Tyler last week, it was his birthday.
Mhm.
And I knew that, and that's one of the things I try to do. Any player, I haven't logged birthdays from our summer guys yet. If I missed your birthday, I'm sorry. I need to log those so I can know when your birthday is. But yeah, man, you got to invest in players. You got to invest in people. That's how you grow in life. That's how you develop relationships that last. So yeah, a lot of good stuff. Josh, thank you so much for your time working on all this stuff to get us going. One more shout out to you in Kenya this weekend. Congratulations. We're
Appreciate it.
excited.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm
Love you
super
guys,
excited.
and obviously wishing you guys the best.
Yes. Hey, bring your dancing shoes on Saturday. You better
Hey,
bring them.
my wife does not dance. I don't know,
Uh,
Amber,
I
if
will
you're
force
watching.
Amber to. I know Amber is probably not a dancer, but she's gonna have to get out there.
Yeah, no, fun fact, there's not that many people watching still. Josh is one of the main reasons that Amber, my wife, and I are married. We all went to high school together, and
Yeah,
Josh
that's a
almost
crazy
acted
story.
like she almost act or you almost acted like a liaison between us. That's really
Mhm.
funny. I don't know if she's listening or not right now. Yeah,
Yeah,
man, we love you
that
guys.
was wild. But yeah,
Kenya's in the chat. She's gonna get Amber to dance. Hey, I bet you won't.
Man, yeah, we'll give it our best shot. We'll give it our best shot. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight and sticking it out through all the technical difficulties. Next time we'll be, at least I will be in a different location, and we'll have everything, locked and ready to go beforehand, and then we'll make it as smooth as possible. And we'll be headed into our first tournament. So thank you guys. Y'all have a good night.